Hey guys, welcome back to the Shay Shay Club. Today we have Cat Williams' little brother. Yeah. So how do you feel about Cat Williams airing out everybody's dirty laundry? Yeah, it doesn't really matter. You're not Cat Williams. Danny, get us started.
Welcome back to the Danny Harton Show. Today is a very special episode because no cap, I'm actually interviewing my favorite two artists from the Nashville scene. Like, this is the truth right here. And we have the first reoccurring guest on the show,
Hey,
Kandi Lake right here.
it's me. I'm Kandi Lake.
It's
Wow, that was
Kandi
real quick
motherfucking
reaction.
Lake. Yeah, and then we got Yasuke the JASHIN over here.
Hi, I'm Yasuke.
How y'all doing?
Alright, I'm realizing now that I don't have the same camera presence. That motherfucker.
Hi. Fuck you.
Back with another banger video here.
That's how I Disney Channel. I'm doing all right. I'm doing straight. You know, it's
I
cold.
was over here with Mr. Beast. Goddamn.
It's
Oh.
cold.
It's okay.
cold.
Here, hold on.
Wait, we gotta readjust.
I wanna just
Is that a guata?
it's a mango.
Okay.
I was
Rastafari.
working real hard there. All right.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm doing good.
he didn't ask you a question.
Hey, yeah, I did.
Did you really?
You gotta pay
Yes.
attention.
Pay attention.
Shit, I'm not-
You gotta pay attention right here.
Sorry, bro.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go around the circle and just like tell the people a little bit like of what you do. We'll start with Yasuke since it's his first time on the show.
What we do? So in the daytime, I go to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm a college student. I'm a data science major. I know, I act stupid, but I'm really a genius. And at night, I turn to Hannah Montana. I'm a fucking rock star. Yeah.
I mean, that was a description.
Yeah, I was illfully prepared. Yours is really good. Yeah, I'm Kandi Lake. I like work and make music and stuff.
Yeah. Goddamn right you do.
Yeah.
All right, so
I didn't come with metaphors.
Yeah,
I'm
so let me
sorry, nigga. Like,
so let me try to save this real quick. So basically these two guys, they're hip hop artists, prominent hip hop artists, I would say, in the underground Nashville scene, and they're part of a collective that was started by EJ the Maker called
Ooh.
Badweather. And Candy's told the story beforehand on the show, but I want like both of their perspective. Like, how did y'all meet? How did y'all meet EJ and get that like collective started?
alright, so you hear what I'm saying? Cause there was like this nigga over here in the corner, and I was like, I won't fuck with that nigga. But then that nigga came over to talk to me. I was like, damn, that nigga sound stupid. I ain't really gonna fuck with him like that. But then I fuck with EJ. EJ fuck with him. So then by proxy, I had to fuck with this nigga.
All right. Let me lock it. Also, real shit, this is a story that's like documentary worthy. Honestly, I don't fucking know. All right, no. This shit was fucking legendary, bro. So, all right, P. So, it all started with high-tech horror, right? It was charging us like $30 for a fucking slot. And at the time, I was recording myself, and I'm like, damn, I need to start getting myself out there.
They didn't charge me $30 at all, so
I mean, you still ended up having to pay like $25, though.
I paid $10.
You paid $10?
I paid $10. They tax your dumb ass.
Actually,
They
you're going to have
tax
to
the
rub my
fuck
money.
out you.
So, essentially, charging for slots and shit. And I got my flyer, woo. Ran an Instagram ad, and that's when EJ peeped, and he liked it. So, went to EJ page, trying to see who the fuck this nigga is, because his name is EJ the Maker. And I was just like, nigga, what the fuck are you making? So I looked at his page, saw that he was throwing parties and shit. I'm like, oh, this shit lit, because one of the fucking videos had him playing X. I'm an X fucking stan. So with that being said, I'm like, all right, bet. I hope to see him at fucking High Tech Horror. He did me back, and he was like, bet. I've been peeping your shit. I said, all right, cool. So then we met. We go over there to fucking High Tech Horror, meeting all these other underground artists. And then that's when I see this tall ass nigga in a fucking Halo helmet, because it was Halloween type shit. And I was just like, yo, Halo helmet is hard. I said, if you turn up for me, I'm going to turn up for you. And he said, say less. And then we had the two best sets on the fucking stage, so you already know, because we were just them niggas, you know what I'm saying? We just had it in us. We had them dog in us, you know what I'm saying? Arf type shit. afterwards, EJ comes up to us both out of the fucking shadows, and he was like, "You two, I need you at my party Saturday and at a meeting. You have no choice." And then we were like, "Okay, bet." And then this nigga just disappeared into the shadows. It was the most craziest fucking thing. Then we met Sergio outside. Sergio was like, "Y'all are a fucking threat. We need more threats in this city. I fuck with y'all." And we were like, "Okay, bet." Then this nigga disappeared into the shadows. So all of a sudden, I'm thinking, who the fuck are these niggas? Because they just disappearing and shit. And Kenny over here like, "I got sticks out the window." That's all he said. He got sticks out the windows.
I don't want to like. I don't want to interrupt. But I didn't have any of those fucking conversations ever. Yeah, no.
No, EJ did pull up on us. Remember? Because
I was like, EJ put like the ethereal shit's real. EJ really did do that shit. But I had met Sergio beforehand, and after the set, he was like, "That was pretty good." That was the conversation I had with Sergio, and the conversation I had with you was, "You're really cool," and that was it. Because I thought you were fucking weird.
I really was though. I really was. Because like straight up,
You were weird because for some reason, and I know for a fact that you had a shirt at the beginning of the night. And by the end of it, nigga was walking around with a backpack and no shirt. And just, I was like, I know that this nigga has a shirt. And at any point, you could put this shirt on. And you didn't.
okay, to be fair, I lost the shirt. I don't know where it went.
Well, because it was the same, like, Trez was there and he did the same shit. And I was just like, okay, so, like, why are these niggas not putting their shirts back on?
I don't know.
I must have. EJ did the same shit. EJ took his shirt off and never put it back on. And I'm like, am I missing something? Is this a different kind of show? I'm like, niggas thought I entered Magic Mike Double XL, bro. I was so confused.
Diddy was sponsored that shit. You already know. But nah, like I don't fucking know. I lost my fucking shirt.
Sergio too. That nigga took his shirt off and never put it back on. What is with y'all niggas and losing your shirts?
Okay, that was a rite of passage, man. You just had to lose your shirt in the pit. You know what I'm saying? You just had to lose your shirt. I don't fucking know, though. Because at the time, I wasn't really trying to talk to nobody. I was just trying to figure out how I can set up shows and shit. Kenny was the first nigga I met that I'm like, you know what? I like this nigga. This nigga's a goofball. He's odd, and he's tall. He probably got a backstory to him.
Really hanging on to that tall thing.
Yes, Kenny was a really tall individual.
Okay.
And I was really short at the time, and I had Napoleon
At
complex.
the time?
Fuck you, nigga. I grew an inch.
Do you think that you grew?
Yes, I grew an inch. I'm 5'7" and a quarter now. I was like 5'6" and a
Quarter.
5'6" and a quarter, 5'7".
yeah, nigga.
Oh shit!
Yeah, nigga.
Oh,
Yeah, nigga.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh, you done did something now.
I did so. You know what I'm
when
saying?
I met you, that explains so much. Because when I met you, I was like, this nigga will never make it. And then you grew that inch, and I was like, yo.
This nigga,
He might have done did something.
I did so. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never heard of a 5'6" rapper, but a 5'7".
7? Yes, sir. I'm taller than Kendrick. But no, like that shit was lit. I wasn't really fucking with people. Like even Reed, he was trying to like come and be like, hey, I make beats and da 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 da. And I was just like, okay, because I go to Fisk, right? And there's a HBCU, and they be training us to be like pro-black militants. So I was really fucking with white people at first. I was like, man, who the fuck is it? Get the fuck out of my face. Black power. But then that's when Kenny was like, nah, my dog cool. My dog can cook. And I'm just like, I would trust a fellow black man's opinion. So I said, bet, let me go to this colonizer's house. So
Okay.
I drove to this man's house, and nigga cooked 5 beats. Was the most craziest thing that I ever seen in my fucking life. He's like Dr. Dre with no melanin. Like it was fucking wild, and I didn't know at the time, but right then and there was when it was going to be the start of like our close friendship and bond. Especially because out of one of those 5 beats we created, Cannot Fold.
That's true. That's true.
That shit was that was an interesting time.
Yeah, talk about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't have any follow up, but I wasn't there for the first like beat making session that they did, but after that, you texted me and was like, "Hey, you should like pull up and hop on this song. And I was like, cool. And then I did. And then we made the song. And it was like, I think you sent it to EJ or Reed sent it to you?
Oh, yeah. So,
Because
Reed has been at the time, because Reed at the time was trying to get like a song.
a placement with EJ.
Because for some odd fucking reason, EJ does not, he doesn't, it's hard to get a placement with him. And it's even harder to get a feature with him.
EJ don't fuck with niggas.
EJ do not fuck
And
with niggas.
niggas don't make shit that EJ fuck with.
Exactly. He's a Hollywood ass nigga. It's so funny because it's like the way he is about it is just like, yeah, I'll check it out. He never checks it out. Sorry that I'm exposing you, but it's the truth. So, Reed.
You see that? Like, you got the, like, sorry to, like, you know when to pan to the camera. I have not made, I've, like, been, like, over here and here.
Honestly?
And it's, like, you got, like, really good, like.
I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I watched a lot of fucking, like, underground interviews, so it just translated.
That's it? You just watch a lot of Say Cheese TV?
No, not Say Cheese.
A
Like,
lot of Vlad TV?
Before, like, he became weird, Adam 22.
Is he weird?
I mean, like, it's like, I fuck with him. Okay, all right, side tangent. I fuck with him, but it's just like, Vlad a goofball. I'll slap the shit out of that nigga. But
Nigga, what?
Adam 22 is just like,
what are you, like, why?
This is a topic for like
yeah, this is
20 minutes.
this is the time.
Okay,
Yeah, let's get
right.
back. Let me lie back
Right.
in. So, essentially, what happened was Reed, unbeknownst to me, actually showed it to EJ, and EJ was like, "All right, here's how we should do arrangement. This, that, and third. I'm coming in here." So then that's when Reed was like, "Yo, Yasuke." I was like, "What's up?" He was like, "So you know the song we're working on Can't Unfold?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Okay." So I took some parts out and rearranged it, and I was like, "Why?" And it was like, "Because EJ wants to hop on it," and I was just like, "Holy shit!" All right, bet. So let's.
Wait, so he rearranged it
Yes.
before I came in?
He rearranged it after we laid our parts down. That's when Reed showed it to.
Okay, I was like, because I remember when we all went up to Upstate
Yeah.
and like actually recorded with EJ, and like even then he was just like, take all this shit out, redo these lines, and then put this here as a chorus.
Yeah.
And the whole time I was thinking, I was like, damn, he really rebuilt this whole shit. Because I would have just left. Like, I knew for a fact, I was like, I would not have worked that hard.
Yeah, so like for me, I was just like, damn, I'm watching it happen, and I'm just like, because normally I'm not the type to let another nigga tell me how my song should sound, but something in me was just like, you know what? This is not about the song. It's about the moment. I don't know what the fuck it was. Maybe I was itching for a sense of community in a 2016 moment because I'm a fucking fanatic for 2016. But I was just like, man, something is happening here. And seeing Reed get so fucking excited, I was just like, this is important. I want to lock in. So we do it. We make it. And then,
Remember, he started this story with the colonizer's house. To seeing Reed get so fucking excited, this is 2 days. This is the process between the colonizer to seeing Reed get so excited is 2 days.
I don't know what it was about Reed. I fuck with Reed. I love Reed
That
to
nigga ran
death.
one quote from Malcolm X. was like, this is it.
Nah, but like, so I distinctively remember, like, we were still sitting there at Upstate. This is after EJ had to go do his EJ shit. And there was it was at the end of Can I Fall, so you know where like the beat cuts out and it's just the chorus before the beat comes back in. That was by total accident. Like, I don't know what the fuck Reed did because he was doing it on Pro Tools, but it accidentally muted. And then like we just hear that part and we all go like, what the fuck? And then Reed was like, let me cook. So then he putting the beat back in, the beat drops, and we're just like, God fucking damn. This hard. So then, that's how Can I Fold came to be. And we sat on it. Wasn't sure how we was going to release it. I wanted to release it with like a superhero music video, but at the time, I did not have a concept of cost and financial aptitude. So, we just ended up dropping it, I think, March 25th. And the rest was history. Yeah. Remember March 25th, yeah. The rest was history after that.
What happened after that, though? Like, getting into Badweather and, like, you know, like, that whole collective coming together. Like, do you guys want to talk about that since y'all were, like, there?
No, I'm playing. I'll talk about it. So, what happened after that, man? Man, that is a story. Shit happened, pretty much. Shit happened. Meeting up with them because originally the collective was formulated to help throw shows. That's what it was. But it just so happened that some of us on the team were artists. I remember distinctly me and Candy telling EJ, "Hey, we're not gonna wait for you to blow up because we honestly believe that we may blow up before you." And EJ was like, "That's what I need. Fuck it." So, like, the collective aspect of Badweather, at least I would say, didn't really start formulating until like a couple months in, where it was just like, "Yo, we can," because at first it would just be meetings about how to set up shows and shit, and then to fuck around, we'll go into Reed's studio and just cook up. But then we'll cook up a lot of songs. Ended up throwing shows. Me and Kenny for Rage by the Bell, it was originally my set because for a very complex variety of reasons, I was in a position in which the outcome of me was undetermined, and we wanted to get for me to work, it would have to cut a lot of cloud around my name just in case I needed that to coast me without getting too much into this shit. So EJ was like, "Hey, Candy be doing shows. You don't really do shows like that. We need to get you clouded. Here's your set. You're going to get the first set, plus you've been working hard." And I was like, "Okay, but can I ask one question?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's up?" I was like, "Can I combine it with Candy?" And he was like, "What the fuck did I just tell you?" I was like, "Yeah, but can I combine it with Candy?" I knew what I was doing because at the time, Candy has just dropped Unsigned, Unassisted.
Banger. Fire.
Banger fucking project. Back Talk was on it.
Fire.
Thank you.
I think like right before Rage for the Bell, that's when I found the Wi-Fi's funeral show. And I
Wait,
sent
hold
it
on.
to the
Shut
team.
up 1 second.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Damn.
You don't know how good Unsigned Unassisted is. Like, you don't.
He told me
I just
shut
want
up.
you to know that. Like, those 6 songs together, it's fucking beautiful. I've been, like, listening to it, like, a lot recently, and, like, it gets better every listen. I just want you to know that.
Sick
Like,
is the best song.
it's the perfect fucking track listing. I don't know how you pulled that off, but, like, the fucking 2 halves, 3 on 3, like, I don't know. It's fucking beautiful.
Sick is the best
Especially
song.
like that. I was telling him earlier. I might cut this out to be honest. I was telling him the other day, like, I've been going through a couple things recently, and like that second half of Unsigned Unassisted is like beautiful, and it's just like helping me get through like that mental struggle, for sure. Like, for real. Just
That's like actually
yeah.
like that's
You definitely shouldn't cut that out. That's
That's kind of crazy because it's kind of like what I made it for in a weird sense. Like, Unsigned and Assisted is actually a portion of a bigger project that was originally 10 songs that had songs that I eventually just put out on SoundCloud under Clams demo, which I know
Yeah.
because like you like Murder and shit was on there,
Yeah.
and Jam Pop. Originally Warren Smoke was gonna be on it too, but we just wanted to put something out to get our foot in the door of like really making music, and it was like me and Reed were super locked in, and we just sort of picked those 6 songs where it's like it's got a lot of high energy for the first 3, and then like my favorite type of music, is just like that latter half of just like sad songs. So I just be sad all the time.
sad ass nigga.
So that's like it's kind of cool to hear, especially like when people like songs like Sick and Paradise and shit. It just feels different.
Sick,
So, like,
the best song.
when I interviewed you for the first time, I was really high on Muscle Relaxer, and I still am. Like, I love that song, but I think, like, recently, my favorite song on the project is, like, Say That You Will, I think. And, like, I think we talked about that song in particular during our interview. Like, you were talking about, like, the 2 features on it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that song, like, I mean, it was good back then, but it's just, like, the perfect song for me to hear now, if that makes sense. Like, I've aged with the music, I guess. Or the music has, like, me and those songs have, like, aged together. And that's the sign of a good project, I think. It's like, even if, like, you don't get it per se, like the first time or even the second time. It's like as you get older, like a couple months later, a couple years later, like you and a song clicks. And I think that's like how classics like are made, in my opinion. Yeah.
Sick is
That's
the
all.
best song.
Look,
Sick is still the best song on that shit.
Sick, yeah, I don't know. It might be.
It is.
Say that she was my favorite. Sick could be my favorite next year. I mean, who fucking knows?
Excuse me. I like that. I appreciate that, and I enjoy it because that is like, I don't know. I feel like a very important factor in music is like when you feel like you lived it, and that's like where songs become important to me, is where I'm like, this is like where I'm at mentally. And so that's sort of how I end up making a lot of songs, which also is like why when it comes to like full length projects, I not only like rarely ever feel complete with them, I also like rarely put them out, just because it's like where I'm at in life changes so often that I'm just like, that's not really who I am right now.
On God.
But
On
I
God.
appreciate Say That You Will, especially because it was like, it's one of the ones where I had majority of production on, like myself. So it was like, it's super cool to hear that.
On God.
Yeah, you need to tell those two features to make more music. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. That's
On God.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say on, on that.
technically uncredited. Technically, it's 3. That was the first song that I ever had my friend Lucy Abernathy on. Yeah, so she's like, she's background vocals underneath Element 62, and she's super fucking talented.
Word. Shout out to those people. Go listen to that song and that whole project, but Say That You Will in particular.
On God.
And Sick. I'm gonna just throw that out there.
Oh,
But
God.
Yasuke, I'm gonna let you get back to your story. So
Where the fuck was I at?
we
Oh.
were talking about like when Unsigned Unassisted came out.
Yeah. So Unsigned Unassisted came out. I was going through multitudes of shit. I found a Wi-Fi's funeral show, but I wanted to give it to EJ and Kandi because they had, not only did they have like more music out, but I was going through a time and period in my life where I was just like, I don't really deserve shit. But thankful for Kandi because Kandi was just like, man, fuck all that other shit. You coming on stage with me. So we performed Wi-Fi's funeral. I split myself Rage by the Bell with them because I wanted it to be like, yo, this is what we do, this is the music that we do, and what better way to do it than with my brother. Because I already made it in my mind that it's like wherever I go, he's coming along with me, whether he likes it or not. And we had the Rage by the Bell set. That shit was fucking crazy. Like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what was in the air. All I know is I was fucking cracked out on adrenaline. Shit was just fucking stupid. It went crazy. So since then, we started doing more events. EJ will throw like little shows and stuff. We'll pop out. We did like a fucking house party. People don't believe me when I say this, but the people who live at the house did a head count because they do it for every fucking event that they throw. We pulled a total of 300 people into the house. To this day, undisputed. Like, they showed me the tally marks that they kept count of. That was fucking lit. Shout out Astro for that. Kenny set up a show at the Bunk. That was so fucking crazy to the point where like people often confuse it for Rolling Loud. Like my friend Dirge Noah, he'll call that show Rolling Loud so many times. I'm like, that was just in the backyard. It was to the point where later on, when I got like scouted by labels and shit like that, and I would show them like footage of me on top of a roof, they'd be like, yo, what the fuck is going on? There's fireworks coming in, and there was no fucking fireworks. It was just lights, backyard niggas, and just it was fucking crazy. I can go on a whole nother tangent about that. I left for a little bit because I was being hard-headed and went on my like own little, EJ likes to call Sasuke arc, where it was just like finding my own self and whatnot. And with that, I recorded one project on my own, recorded, mixed, and mastered, and then that was the Amina Vestra with I think the intro track is called "The Idea of Limerence" because that at a time that's where I was at, which is like I have a deep ties to like songs that invoke emotions, especially when it comes to like bonds, relationships, friendships, stuff like that. The idea of like love, lust, want, need, desire, all of that shit is like something that plagues my mind to this day. So just making that project was just like, I just wanted to get something out because I was in a very dark place, very dark place. I was finally able to finish the Valhalla EP because I've been working on that the whole year since I joined Badweather. And that's where Zuko's Cry came about because, again, dark time in my life. I self-produced Zuko's Cry, all of it, from start to finish.
Nice.
Zuko's Cry, Opium, Bandit.
Can I ask you who played guitar on Zuko's Cry?
My nigga Dirge. That's the
Okay.
Dirge effect.
Gotcha.
His actual name is Noah, but he's really good at guitar. He's fucking phenomenal. He's played guitar on Zuko's Cry, Bandit, and Opium, I believe.
Okay, gotcha.
Void, my man Void, he recorded the last 3 tracks for the EP, mixed and mastered it to finally complete it and put together, and we dropped it. And thanks to him, Bandit exists because when we first recorded it, his PC exploded. And I was like, I'm not going to re-record this shit because I was already just aggravated, irritated with a lot of shit going on in my life. And Void was like, bro, this is the song. The EP won't be complete until you record it and you put it out. Please, for me, record it. So I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. So spent 6 hours recording, mixing, and mastering, dropped the whole project, and I made a bet with him. I told him, if I can find a voicemail with my phone, I'll show you. But I was like, if this song is the reason why I start getting traction and getting noticed, I owe you $100K. Lo and behold, that same song is the one that got me to do the Dallas show and meet up with the A&R and the label and shit. And that same song is what got me to go over like halfway across the country to go perform in Washington. So when I got that opportunity, I was like, man, it'll be fun to perform by myself, but you know it'll be even funner. So that's when I called Kandi up. I was like, hey, Kandi, trying to go to Richland? He was like, for what? And I was like, we're going to open for Afroman. He was like, all right, say less. So we procrastinated like a motherfucker. I had to pull some incredible strings just to get all the way over there and then drive all the way over there to Richland. But like that show, I want to say kind of like impacted our lives in more ways than we can ever know because like for one, that was the biggest crowd I think either of us have ever seen. And 2, when we were finished performing, we literally like damn near became overnight like celebrities, whereas like there was people from the stage all the way outside of the venue lined up to take pictures of us. We were invited to a bar where like multiple people were trying to buy us drinks. We had to like literally cut into the back way because niggas was trying to take pictures of us. It was like it was wild. It was crazy to this day. We're going back this June because they wanted us to come back for it. But all that to say is like all this stuff happening, going on. I'm meeting Rich Amiri, Joe Kenjin on them. I was still just doing my own thing and whatnot, but I'll pop up to events just to show love, just to show support. And somehow, some way, whether it be a twist of luck or just fate or just the fact that these niggas wouldn't let me out of their sight for real, I ended up rejoining the collective, and here we are now, lit as a bitch, or lit like Bic, Juice WRLD says.
All right, so like, you two are the best artists in the underground scene in Nashville, in my opinion.
Damn.
But I just want to ask, like, why should people care about you guys?
I got this. Nigga, you shouldn't.
On God. No, on God, though.
Nah.
You cooking. On God. You shouldn't.
This is usually the start of something terrible.
No, listen.
Like, nah, bro, you cooking for real.
Nah, you cooking. You shouldn't really give a fuck about this, honestly, because, like, if we're talking about in the span of just why should local people give a fuck about this, really shouldn't, because at the end of the day, And this is like just a realistic like mindset that I've seen just happen. When presented with the fact that there's like people that is being recognized for, I guess, whether it be their hard work, their talent, whatever you want to call it, there's one or two things that's going to happen. You're either going to try to support just to get in close with them, just so you can try to get what you think they may have, or on the flip side, you're going to cast rocks behind your hand because really you're envious. And it's like, the reason why I say like you shouldn't give a fuck about this is because if your two main go-tos when we're on your mind, or when any artist is on your mind, is those two like aspects, then we're probably not something good for you to really put your energy on. Now, if you're asking like, hey, why should we, or why should the people be like, hey, let's check these artists out, da 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 da, I would say the main reason for that is because we try to, for better and for worse, for our betterment or our detriment, we try to be the most authentic people that we can be, whether it be through our performances, through the way we interact, and through our music especially. One thing that I pride myself in doing is being raw, uncut, and unfiltered within my music. Same with Kandi. Kandi, he talks about where he's at, type shit. I think he's about to speak, so speak.
No, I just.
You were fucking with the mic?
I was taking the mic apart.
Stop taking the mic apart.
Sorry, I just want to know how it worked.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I'm sure that it is very valid and important, and I really appreciate you saying it.
That's my 13th reason.
I got super sidetracked.
That is my 13th reason.
Like,
that's my 13th reason.
When you was like, you said some words or something. You said something there. It's just like, nigga, did you mention Icarus? Did you say Icarus at all in that? I don't know. I was like, that's what I'm saying. Like you said,
I did not.
You were saying words, but I wasn't. Regardless, I'm sure that it was very valid. I think that you should care about me because I'm cool. Nah, I don't know. It depends on what you want to do, or like what you're into, or what you like supporting. And it's like, if like underground artistry and authenticity is something that you value in music, then it would be something that I truly believe you would intrinsically care about, because it would just be something that resonates with you off rip. That's just what we do, is we don't really have the ability to create a persona and like fall into whatever image we want to craft, because we're just not good at faking it. We got about 5 minutes before it's like, yeah, all right, I want to hear some real shit. And that's it could be a product of anything, how we grew up, how we were raised, what we grew up on. Like, I mean, like, a good portion of our childhood wasn't even really rap music. Like, mine was punk rock and gospel. So it just depends on what you value. But if if music is just music to you, and it's like whatever's popular and you prefer that consumerism, then you shouldn't, because you won't really get a lot of that. Like we have some songs where like, oh yeah, this shit would just hit a commercial market, but most of what we do is just like, I want to make you sit down and feel something for a moment. Yep. And I'm not even saying like consumerism is a bad thing. Drake is literally my number 2 artist right under Frank Ocean. Like I fucking love that shit, because I'm be trying to turn up. Turn up. Shake that ass for Drake. Now shake that ass for me. Daddy gang. That shit be so fucking turned.
T-Time.
Sexy Red Fire too.
T-Time. Sorry.
So yeah. It just depends on what you want to get out of it.
Yeah, it's like, if you're gonna care about anything, care about the music. Like, don't put so much emphasis on, who's Yasuke, who's Kandi. Like, I don't give a fuck if y'all don't know me, if y'all can't put a name to my face, but like, as long as you're hearing what we're putting out, as long as it like resonates with you, that's all I truthfully give a fuck about. Because I feel like we're so, like, the industry is so, you have to have a personality, you have to make them fall in love with a personality, that is like to our detriment. You're wondering why like there's shitty ass music coming out where it's jaded and lackluster with no fucking value beyond the now. And that's because, like, nigga, you only like their personality. You only like them because they make you laugh or blush behind a screen. Whereas, like, for me, if you are going to give a fuck about me or Kenny or give a fuck about anything that we do, I would hope that it's because you are genuinely connecting with the music, not just because we look like some cool ass black kids doing shit. Because that's not authentic. At least that's not authentic to me. I could be wrong though.
I got you. I like that answer a lot. I kind of want to talk more about like the way that you guys work with each other. Okay, I have an interesting question for y'all. Like, when y'all are making music individually, like, what makes you like call each other up for a feature?
Reluctance.
Wow. That's how you feel? That's how you feel? You have an unnatural alliance, losers, and it confuses me. All right, so offer it. What caused? So we actually work similarly but differently. Where?
Okay, yeah, explain that.
Listen, let me cook.
No, you got it.
Let me cook.
You're cooking, big bro.
So, in a sense, like, Kenny works as in what he is feeling currently, where he is at right now. Mm-hmm. How I work is more so along the lines of, I know what I want to convey going into it. So if I hear a production or a melody, I know how I want to say it, what I want to say, the expression I want to give. No matter how I'm feeling, I know that I want this to be made. Where it comes in collaboration, at least on my end, I would, if I feel as though, because the song is like a fucking meal to me. So it's like you gotta preheat the oven, you gotta dress the chicken, you gotta season it, you gotta let it marinate, you gotta cook it. If I feel like there's an ingredient that is missing to complete that meal for it to be the best that it can be for your taste buds and your palates, I will call it Candy, because it's just like the one thing I still am trying to learn, but it's the easiest for me to do with Candy is where it's like there may be parts in a song that you're trying to create that you yourself whether don't have the ability or just don't have that like upper echelon of ceiling to reach, but one of your peers may have. So it's like an example is, let's say you need a chorus or a hook that needs to be like really sang, like not just singing but like singing. If I can't sing, I'm gonna find somebody who can sing. So it's like, if there's a song that I feel like, whether it's a backdrop or an actual verse or something that like pulls it all together to bring it to that upper echelon, I know that the one person I could call on to bring it to that upper echelon is Candy. Mm-hmm. So that's how I do it. He said reluctance. So.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna not gonna be able to live that one down.
Candy
Candy makes a funny joke. Y'all say gonna be a bitch. I'm sorry.
hurts my feelings.
My bad. Sorry, cuh. Yeah, no, that's a pretty good analysis of the process, I guess. I really like everybody's individuality and like their ability to contribute to a song based off of like their life experiences and like what they know how to do and like how they write songs and all that. Is like it's kind of like a puzzle piece. Whereas like you ever listen to a song and you're like, oh man, like I wish they would do features with this artist because they would sound really cool together.
Yes.
And like I do that a lot, but like with people that I know. So it's like sorry. So I like trying to figure out where all of the pieces of the puzzle go with who I want involved at the time. As well as like I really like creating moments, and Yasuke likes being a moment. So, you know, it kind of just goes in hand because it's like anytime I need something to be like big, I don't think there's a space big enough that he can't fill. So, you know, that.
You're making me blush.
Black people can't blush.
They
can't. Name one.
My mother.
Name one black person that got rosy cheeks.
My mother.
Your mother cannot. Have you seen your mom?
I've seen my mom.
Exactly.
Nigga, I came out her womb. Of course
So
I see
it would
my-
make sense why you know that Shorty cannot blush.
She can.
Shorty cannot blush.
She can.
Can barely be seen at night.
Okay, my mom ain't that dark. My mom like a rosy caramel.
Bro. She cannot blush. It's not even like a bad like nigga. You know like how you saying it like being like not being able to blush is the end of the world. It's like, bro, niggas can smile. It's the same thing.
What?
It's the same shit. Like the same information is conveyed when you blush and when you smile. It very much is.
You're not cooking, bro.
It very much.
I'm trying to save you right now. You're not cooking.
In what way am I not? Like,
You're
look,
not
bro,
cooking.
deadass. The same. Like you was like, oh man, you're making me blush. You already smiled. You already did it. Is you finna suck my dick?
Why is it that?
That's what I'm saying. Cause y'all saying it like both of y'all niggas is trying to make blushes sexual. Y'all trying to sexualize every white bitch out here. It's crazy.
Here you are.
Y'all are evil.
Came
Y'all are
for the white
evil.
woman.
Y'all are misogynistic and damn near racist. Dare I say? Oh yeah, go ahead. Defend the patriarchy.
American Psycho is my favorite movie. But anyway, so back on.
That's funny. That's hilarious. I don't care. That's funny.
All right, next question. So Yasuke,
Yes.
tell us like why'd you choose that name? Because I know who Yasuke is in history and stuff. But why don't you like tell the people and kind of like what that figure means to you and why you chose to adopt that name?
All right. It was pretty simple actually. I wanted to be, and it's going to come off as like maybe egotistical or arrogant or whatever the fuck. I don't really care. I wanted to be a figure that's like, I come in out of nowhere, I make a significant impact, and it's like, not really like disappearing in a sense, but it's just like I'm more of an essence and like a folklore than a person. That's what I wanted to convey. I wanted to be an entity rather than a singular figure, because that way I don't have to worry about persona or being how I look or how I need to present myself or how I need to be like a fucking brand if I'm just a time and entity. Yasuke being an African samurai, and it was like there's much deeper like connection to it. Like for starters, he was a slave and he was bought off by I think I'm about to butcher his name, but it's like Nupunga or something like that in during feudal Japan, and they named him Yasuke because it means like the black one, because his skin was black and they thought it was ink, so they're trying to wash it off, and they're like, nah, this nigga really black for real. So because of his mere existence, like it spread like a wildfire. Like people were like, yo, who the fuck is this nigga? And with that, he rose up the ranks, ended up being the general's like right hand man and weapons bearer type shit. And if you want to go more into the story, I suggest you look it up because it's a long story. But essentially, he came in, was was granted damn near the highest honor next to being like a general in itself, and then afterwards just disappeared, and there's not much known about him. Mm-hmm. And for me, I was just like, that's fucking amazing to me, because he became more so of a symbol than an actual person, especially like with his name being the Black One. So I was like, I'm gonna use that. So that's why I chose Yasuke. The JASHIN was kind of just to separate myself, because around the time where I was choosing it, the Yasuke anime was coming out, so many other people were starting to name themselves Yasuke. And I was just like, I need something to separate myself so that way it could really stick out. And the JASHIN came from Naruto. The JASHIN is a deity in it where the kanji means like the evil heart, evil one, evil god. And in that, niggas like sacrifice niggas to the JASHIN to gain immortality. On some crazy shit. So I was like, the black one, the evil god, or the black one, the evil heart, where I wanted to like exemplify this entity and this presence of like what it's like to be in the dark, what people may seem to be pushed away from, I'm drawn to. So it's like what others will see as taboo, I will see as something that I want to indulge myself in. Mm-hmm. to an extent, because niggas be weirdos. You feel what I'm saying? But like with that, I wanted to be a representation and symbolic of the dark, of what's like the dirty little shit that people hate about themselves, where it's like that self-absorbed narcissism, that hedonism, all of that. I wanted to be an embodiment of that and show both the good and the bad of that existence. The good being like how it makes you feel, how self-indulgence like fulfills you as a person, but also the bad about how it can lead to toxic traits and how it can affect other people. Because I figured it would be like more so of a social commentary to show how we as humans are innately selfish, but because we have like a higher cognitive function, we can overcome that innate desire to be selfish and to be self-indulging and connect with one another and make useful and long-lasting bonds, and that's what makes humanity beautiful. So it's kind of like finding, I hate to say this because this is like the Weeknd's thing, but it's like beauty behind the madness. So it's like finding the beauty in the dark. Hence the whole name Yasuke the JASHIN.
Got you. I also want to talk. So like you kind of have like this world, like in your head that you kind of like express through your music and like with your projects, like Anima Vistra, Valhalla. That's like something from Norse mythology. Shinigami is another Japanese reference. Do you kind of want to? I don't know. Do you want to? Not give all your secrets, but do you kind of want to like talk about like why did you choose these kind of things? What do they like mean to you? Like Valhalla, for example. Like I guess we'll start there because I'm also in your broadcast channel. It's called Valhalla, and like is Valhalla a collective to you, or like what is that to you? Like in like your Valhalla, like the actual physical one, like what with you and Void, like what is that?
So, man, that's a loaded question. Not gonna lie to you. Valhalla, in a source, is more than just a collective. It is, as I like to call, like a guild and a family, in a sense. Um, let me backtrack. So the reason why I chose to name the EP Valhalla is because Valhalla was supposed to be a place where nobody can be judged, whether, like, off rip, some of my closest friends are murderers, straight up, or they've been involved in like gruesome, heinous fucking crimes and shit like that. But like in their hearts, I know they want to be better people, and they actively try to be better people. Like I know pastors who had like 10 bodies under the belt living in Florida, type shit. So it's like seeing how life is not neither light or dark, but really just gray in a sense. I wanted to create a place where it's like you free yourself of the ideology of good, bad, right, wrong, evil, because what we may see as wrong or unjust or bullshit on another side would be fucking seen as just and right. Like Brave New World, for instance, where the book where the scientist guy, where because like they got that nigga out of the fucking outside of the city where he was living with the savages or whatever, and they brought him back into the city, whatever the fuck. And the guy that's outside of the city, he was brought up on the Bible and shit like that. So he would come inside the city and see how like they're having orgies and self-indulging, blah 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 blah, and they're like, "Yo, this shit is wrong." And the scientist was like, "How can you judge another society based off of your own merits when you never lived in said society?" You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's, you are no more right and wrong than I am. We just live in two different worlds. And that stuck to me when I read it, because I was just like, it's kind of like how over here, cannibalism, even ethical cannibalism, I know this is extreme. This is extreme, but like, let me cook. Ethical cannibalism is frowned upon here. But in another like island on the Eastern Hemisphere, that's just their way of life. Who are we to be like, hey, yo, stop doing that. That shit is wrong. Because then you get into this whole slippery slope that produced heinous shit such as white man's burden. Because it's like when colonizers came over, they're like, hey, you worshiping trees and shit. That's wrong. Worship God. And then led to fucking genocides. Whereas like I wanted to bring it all back. I wanted to create a space where it's just like your ideology is neither good nor bad. It just is. It just exists. So I wanted to create a space where we could all coexist type shit. And I know it comes off a little bit cultish, but like I'm not gonna have niggas drink magic lemonade. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not anything bad. It's just realizing that at the end of the day, the world is just morally gray, and I wanted to paint a canvas within that to where it's like this splotch of color can mesh well with this splotch of color. This splotch of color can mesh well with this splotch of color. So that's why, with Valhalla, that's why I named the EP that, because it was just like splotches of just human experience that I was just putting on there. The collective, I named it after that because it was just like, yo, once you're in this fold, once you're in this guild, the only way you can leave is if you die. Like, that's how close I hold you to my heart. That the only way you can leave is if you die. So with that, it became more than just a collective. I wanted to be just a safe haven for like some of the, like the deepest supporters who like understand the ideology of just like coexistence, if that makes sense. I might change the name though, just because like I don't know. I've been thinking about just like evolving it to something more than just that. So with that, I may change the name from Valhalla to something else. But that was the whole like brought up of that.
Gotcha. Would you say that like there's characters in your music?
Yeah, there's 3 main characters. There's Kaneki, there's Yasuke the JASHIN, and then there's a third character that I'm not gonna expose the name yet. But
Okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
there's characters.
What's like who's Kaneki? Like who is that?
So Kaneki is what is everything that Yasuke is afraid of, in a sense. So to split it up, in a sense, Yasuke is the more like aggressive, boisterous, just raging, I don't give a fuck, arrogant, I'll call out whoever, be whoever, disrespect whoever. Kaneki is the more that's reserved, that is like, it's like, even if he comes off braggadocious, there's no feeling beyond that. It's hollow. He's hollow. He's wanting something more. He's realizing that the way that he's living is not fulfilling to him. And he's just constantly caught up in cycles. So it's kind of like light or like day and night in a sense. Type shit.
So like day and night, where it's just like they're opposites, but either is like not inherently good or evil. Would you agree, or?
Yes.
Okay.
They just coexist within a space.
Got you. Okay, cool. All right. I want to ask you about the third, but I can't.
I mean, you can. I'm just not going to give out the name yet.
Yeah. Okay, do you want to give us a teaser of like what you got coming up with the third character?
Okay, yeah. So, off rip, I like making full-length projects. That's something I love doing. But I haven't had the luxury to sit down and start crafting the idea, just because I've been too scared to like dive into the sound that I'm trying to do and whatever the fuck. But the third character is kind of, he will be introduced through like media like this year. Like February 9th is when like the start of his introduction will be like really rolling out. And with that being said, the world that is with him, that is attached to it, is going to be through, I want to either call it a mixtape or an album. I don't know what to call it yet, but it will be through it's a project I'm calling Playboy, where the sound is supposed to be the embodiment of hedonism. So hedonism being like the idea and ideology of self-indulgence being the only true way and the only thing that's right to a person's life, but in a way more dark and kind of like upsetting way, whereas like even if the music sounds good, you're not supposed to be enjoying what he's saying. You're supposed to be questioning it, like, why is this fulfilling to you? What are you doing with this, that, and the third? A good friend of mine said that, like, in previewing some of the shit I'm working on, they said, I've never heard trauma sound so good. So that's like, that statement is what surrounds his third character with the project Playboy. But you will start to see him manifest this year. Type shit.
Gotcha. Okay. I just thought, okay, so speaking about like your projects, you released a project like pretty recently. called Shinigami with Hollywood.
Yes, yeah, Hollywood.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So Shinigami. So the way Shinigami came to be was, think of shit as like a musical cinematic universe. There it is. So MCU, just not Marvel, just music. So Shinigami was kind of the landscape created to bring forth this third character. Throughout the tracks is Kaneki is kind of divulging. Oh, thank you. Kaneki is like divulging into this third character because they all exist within one. It's like a weird thing. They all exist within one. So let's start with the first half of said project. From Jigoku, Alucard, Black Widows is essentially the point of where it's like recognizing that I have a problem.
Okay.
That in the way I choose to live, in the way I choose to indulge, it leaves me empty and it causes a strain within my relationships and bonds.
Yeah.
The second half of said project with Playboy, Dark Saint, and Escape from Dystopia is like acceptance as to why I am the way I am and wondering if I'm going to break out of said cycle. But if you listen closely to Escape from Dystopia, it's a symbolism as of right now, I'm not. Just because where I'm at in life, really, I can't say that I'm a break out of this mindset of just self-indulgence.
Yeah.
Because everybody has vices that they struggle with. Everybody has things that it's hard to beat. It's kind of like addiction. So with Shinigami, it was supposed to set precedence of introducing this new character of like that is self-aware and is trying, but at the same time, it's like the world that he's living in is just promotion and just an embodiment of said ideology of hedonism and self-indulgence. So that's what Shinigami is. It's like the foundation of what's to come.
Okay.
Kind of.
So would you say that you're like a movie director with your projects in the sense where it's like they're different stories, but they may or may not be in the same like universe? Like that's open to interpretation.
I'll say more so like what's the best way to explain it? You ever read Maximum Ride with James Patterson?
No.
Fuck, you gotta read those books, man. Those books are crazy. But it's like shit like that, where it's like they're volumes in a sense.
Okay.
So instead of like movies, think more books, where it's like chapters. So Valhalla is like the first chapter.
Okay.
Or no, Amina Vestra, first chapter. Valhalla is the second. Shinigami is the third.
Okay.
Now we're approaching the first in this first volume.
Okay.
Type
Gotcha.
shit. I hope that makes sense.
That makes sense. I think so. Yeah. So it's like volume 1, part 1, volume 1, part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much.
Yeah, I get that. So I noticed that like you drop Shinigami like on Halloween, I think, or around Halloween.
Yeah.
And then I look back like on Spotify, Anima Vistra was like around Halloween. Is that like, are you always gonna drop around Halloween? Is that like important to you, or do you like was that on purpose, or is that just like a coincidence?
No, it was definitely on purpose. It was. This shit good. Anyway, no, that was definitely on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Will I say like every project I'm going to drop it will be on Halloween? No.
Okay.
But it's safe to say that this first volume is done. And with that being done, I had to have finished it on Halloween because I'm very particular about dates. Like if it has a meaning to me or if it's just like, if it just has some type of, I'm not trying to push like zodiac ideology on anybody because I know like that shit gets annoying. But it's like, I'm very into astrology, stars align and shit like that. I'm very into just the things of the supernatural and shit like that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, fuck you. I wanted to have it all aligned in a sense, or finish out aligned. So
Yeah.
with the Halloween drops, it was all like pre-planned out of what I wanted to do to kind of close out said chapter. I'm really surprised you noticed that because I didn't really think anybody was gonna pay attention to it. So I was just like,
Really?
"Fuck it, it's just for me."
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all intentional. Like every major drop that I do is intentional
Okay.
on the
gotcha.
date.
Gotcha. So there may or may not, like you may or may not drop again on Halloween. That's like,
May or may not. May
Okay.
or may not.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think Kandi just really wants to talk, to be honest with you. So like, Kandi,
Nah,
are you into?
I legitimately just like bothering. As like it's like my favorite thing to bother him.
You're the
Because
annoying
he'd be
kid.
reactive. He'd be super reactive.
Yeah.
But also, I think that makes me a bad friend.
Next question. So like, Kandi, are you into any like? How do I phrase this? Are you into like any extra shit, like how Yasuke is? Are you into folklore? Are you into mythology? Like, are you into
He
Zodiac?
called your shit extra.
Like-
Fucking loser.
No, it's out of love. It's out of love. But like, are you into? Are you into anything like that or
Like
anything
the
like
occult and like
interesting?
astrology and religion and stuff like that.
Anything? I mean, anything like that? Yeah.
No.
Really?
Yeah, not really, no.
Not at
I
all?
mean, astrology is cool, I guess, but I don't really like if you're talking to me about it, it's cool because I think I find other people's interest interesting, but like personally for me, it just doesn't really do anything. So
Okay.
as far as like being a comic book character, nah,
Come on, man.
nah, I just be chilling. I love SpongeBob though. I love SpongeBob.
God damn it.
What's that?
God damn it. You and Justin.
Yeah, I love SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Like that's my shit.
So like, that's your religion, SpongeBob.
I mean, like in this. All right.
I wish Justin was here. Fuck.
Yeah, Jasmine be
Praise the mighty Bob.
He'd be.
stepping on the beat. Do. That's it. The shit Jasmine did. All right, whatever. Fuck y'all. I guess it's just me then. I guess I actually listen to my friends' music or whatever. Fuck y'all. No. I mean, it's cool. It's just not those aren't the things that particularly inspire me.
Yeah.
So I'm not a religious person. I'm not a spiritual person. I do believe in like divine intervention type shit, I guess, where it's like a cosmic fate or whatever you may want to call it.
Okay.
But as far as just like I like world building, but I don't create like characters in my music. I don't. But that's like that's like a writer's thing. Just sort of
it's
like
just a difference.
yeah,
That's
like
all it is.
everybody loves a different author.
Yeah.
Like for me, John Green books are like fucking stupid, because it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
they fell in love under terrible circumstances. It's like
Rick Warden.
Oh, shout out Rick. Yeah, shout out that guy.
Shout out Rick Warden.
I don't know how to say his last name, but shout out that guy.
Rick Warden, man.
Yeah.
He made Percy Jackson.
I don't give a fuck about
He's the fucking GOAT. Respect him, man.
nigga.
Put some respect on his
You know
fucking
who made Percy Jackson? The Greeks.
Bro.
Fucking that's what made Percy Jackson. That nigga just read what they already wrote.
Stop playing with Rick Warden.
Nigga visited the Coliseum one time. It was like,
Kandi, what are you into? What's your hobby?
shit. I thought you never asked, Danny. This is why I fuck with you, Danny. You ask what needs to be asked. This shouldn't be about him. It should be about me. Nah, I'm kidding. I like skateboarding, making music, watching SpongeBob. That's like,
That's it.
He says you boring.
damn, I guess. Shit, I don't know.
Layers, nigga.
I mean, I don't know. If I'm gonna be real, I genuinely I like bothering him, but I do also like hearing him talk because I don't really know. I don't know how to talk about myself well, and he is like a good foundation of who he is.
And I'm just like chilling, like, I like my skateboards and I like clothes. Those clothes are cool. I spend an exorbitant amount of money on clothes that I don't wear. Yeah.
It's a cool job, like $300. Not wear a single piece of clothing.
I really like.
Why?
I like art. I like art and things to look nice, and I like organization, and I like order, but also like it's like I'm a pretty chaotic individual, so I'll be chilling. I like philosophical discussion. I genuinely like if you talk about philosophy with me, I really enjoy that shit. Like I'm not gonna get super deep into it, but just like a discussion I have with or I've had with people where it's just like genuinely I think radicalists are the only ones that truly believe in their religion. You know what I mean? Everything else outside of radicalism is like a subsect of that religion. Because unless you follow the book to a T, you are not a disciple of that religion. You're a disciple of whatever subjugation you'd like to believe in that religion. Hence why it's like, there's like Catholic and Baptist and non-denominational and shit like that.
Yeah.
But it's like even further than that, I don't think there are like any like true Muslims or Christians unless they are radical, which is the part that's like a little bit, because I think radical religion is fucking ridiculous.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's like don't throw rocks at gay people. That's just not cool.
So,
but
do
also,
you respect that they're crazy, but you don't like respect the belief?
I don't respect a fucking thing about them. I'm just saying, like,
no,
it's just like
saying,
it's just what you
saying.
do. Like, you're right. You're like you are a Christian, but I don't fucking like you.
So you don't respect Muslims? You don't respect Muslims, huh?
Not a radical.
That's crazy.
No, it's not fucking crazy. I think any form of radicalism is a form of oppression. I don't think that it's fair to respect any form of oppression. It's not cool.
Candy,
Ironically, this is oppression, if you think about it. But that's the thing, that's philosophy. It always ends up going nowhere because it doesn't fucking matter. That's what I'm saying. There is straight up college courses on this statement is false. Who the fuck cares? You a grown ass man? I don't give a fuck what you think. Like,
all right.
but I like that type of discussion. It's what
So
really
Candy's a nihilist. We've established that.
That's true. Nihilism be my shit.
Which is crazy because that's like damn near belief in
Even
religion.
Nihilism not a religion. It's an ideology.
Any belief of ideology is technically a religion if you follow it.
I don't follow nihilism. I am a nihilist.
That's like me saying I don't follow Christianity. I am a Christian.
It's not the same thing.
Christianity is at the core just an ideology that there's one God that's divided into three parts that you must believe in.
Nihilism's closer to an emotion. Christianity is a set bound of rules. It is. It's like if you call yourself a nihilist, like you're like pretty much not, like if you have to try to be a nihilist, you're not a nihilist. That's like seeking out depression. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like closer to an emotion. It's just like I am apathetic. I'm not like I want to care about nothing and be empty and a vessel. It's just like I really just don't be giving a fuck about shit.
But you do give a fuck.
Sometimes.
So does that void you of being a true nihilist?
I don't give a fuck.
I think he cares about people in his life. I don't think he really cares about
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like the title of nihilism doesn't mean shit to me. Like, I guess it'd be the closest thing I subscribe to, but if you call me a nihilist or don't, I'm not, like, it doesn't fucking matter to me. I don't give a fuck about shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't want to get too deep into it, because then it's just like you start unearthing all my beliefs. I think defining sexuality is dumb.
That was really deep. You guys mind if I play Elden Ring on silent while you guys do this?
Yeah, go
cool?
ahead, play Elden Ring.
All right, cool. I gotta get my frozen pizza out of the oven first.
Damn. I'll tell you what I do give a fuck about. The eradication of white people. That's what I give a fuck about. Specifically redheads. I'm starting with every redhead
wait.
in this bitch.
This nigga about to get us out the hood. I look, man.
We got generic. It's cool. We got JASHIN. We got 50% of JASHIN. Don't worry. We'll always have a white boy on the team. We'll always have a white boy.
Not that white boy, though. Not that white boy.
Throwing mics at me.
It's okay. Give him at the mic.
All right, so speaking of white people that need to be eradicated, how do y'all feel about like Adam 22 these days?
Okay.
Oh, so that was a real question.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be real with y'all. I have never, and I don't watch Adam 22. I've never. No. It's
So,
yeah, it was also just like, I don't know. He didn't
I'm going to be real.
interview people I cared about.
I'm
Except for Ski Mask. I did watch the Ski Mask interview.
going to X and Ski, my nigga.
I didn't watch it when it was X.
Bro, that was the only time to interview him.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but they put Ski's name in the title.
Yeah, because X wouldn't allow it to be just the X interview.
Oh, then I guess I did watch that. I was like, because they were both there. They
Yeah.
went twice.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
Really? I mean, I haven't followed that.
I could be tripping. I'm not that deep in Adam 22, but I thought they went twice.
Let me see. I'm gonna check.
But I followed Ski before I followed X. I was
yeah.
a much bigger Ski fan than
It was
X.
the biggest, that was the fucking craziest thing. Because I was like, yo, I'm actually a bigger X fan than
Yeah.
Ski.
That was a
It was crazy. That
Yeah.
shit's crazy, ain't it?
yeah. The energy linked up perfectly.
Hence, cosmic divine intervention. Adam 22. So, when I was younger, because living in Florida and shit, I used to watch a lot of his like interviews because I was so engrossed in trying to be an artist, but I was too scared to tell my mom that I want to record and shit. So I would live vicariously through these other artists by watching their interviews and shit, hoping and praying that like I can be like how they are. Back then I was like 13, 14 at the time. And seeing the X interview was just like, yo, yes, this like I fuck with Adam 22, fuck with this artist, blah. Nowadays, when I say he's weird, I say he's weird in the sense of just like I feel like he kind of lost touch of why he started doing this. And like again, I can't exactly blame him because once you start making money and going through the capitalist regime, you're gonna lose a sense of yourself. I'm pretty sure to a
God,
degree,
I hope so.
we're gonna lose a sense of ourselves when we start getting fucking
hope so.
paper. Give me $1,000, my nigga. I'm going to Ruth Chris for no fucking reason other than to talk to Ruth Chris.
That's crazy because that's not even a lot of money.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Or a person that you can talk to.
one thing that I'm kind of like weirded out by, but like, I can't say I respect it, but at the same time, it's just like, I commend him for it, is his whole thing with his wife, Lena Plug. To catch you up to speed, he married a porn star. And
Didn't Drake?
Huh? Drake had a kid with a porn star. it's like difference.
I'm sorry,
but like
my bad.
one thing that I found weirded out is that like he would like because they both do porn together, which is good, which is cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm all for sex work, but he started cucking himself on the internet, and he would milk the fuck out of it, and it's like.
And it was like literally like a couple months after they got married.
Yeah.
Like they were dating for like since I was like probably since we were all like in fucking like middle school, to be honest with you. And they like started.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't really know.
So she was already in the industry.
Yeah. So my thing is like he.
Well, the thing is like that. So like they were dating or whatever, and they would only shoot together. Like he was the only man that she would shoot with, and then like they got married, and then like literally like a month or 2 months after they got married, she like had a scene with another guy. And
Even
then
after
he
having a
started,
baby too.
Yeah,
And here's the
after
thing.
having a baby as well, and
Here's the
then
thing.
like. And then like he started like cooking himself, like how Yasuke was saying, and like
Yeah, so it's
encouraging
like-
it and all this shit.
My thing is like the problem is not that like because she's in the industry fucking other guys for work. That's not the issue. The dilemma is like how he based his whole like damn near his whole personality and his whole brand off of just being cut. And it's just like for me it's like yo, you don't realize what your channel have done for like young inspiring artists coming up. Where it's just like yo, we can all get it out the mud watching these interviews, and now it's just like it's like you kind of lost a piece of yourself for making money. At the end of the day, I have like no actual beef with Adam 22 personally because I don't know the nigga, and it's just like you got to get it how you live. That's how you make money. That's how you make money. But it's like at least for me, I'm just like damn. It's like not meeting your heroes kind of thing. Where Whereas like I used to like yearn and want to like be on an interview and like we just talk about just random shit because that's what inspired me to go hard. And now it's just like, my nigga, you keep promoting that your wife is getting fucked by another nigga for the upteenth time. Where the interviews at? At least where is the podcast at least? I don't know. It just creeped me out.
My like problem with it isn't even like that. My problem is like for the past little while, like even before that, it seems like he hasn't really like interviewed anyone like worthy to talk to. Do you agree? Or at least definitely not the same caliber as he was like back in 2016.
I would say that one guy that I actually enjoy him like talking to is what's his name, like Secret Mac or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That nigga is hilarious, but like even beyond all that, like he's genuinely, C-Mac, yeah.
I like him.
But he's all like he's genuine, like, and that's
right.
Like he is in it, like beyond the persona, beyond how fucking hilarious that nigga is. He is so fucking genuine, and it's just like seeing that whole situation where like he had to go to court for some shit. And then they're like, yo, you couldn't like set time aside to go up there with him to like just show support. And Adam is just like, I gotta make money at the end of the day. And it's just like, yo, this nigga has brought so much viewership to your channel because people do not want to watch your wife get fucked. They can go to Pornhub for that. They want to see interviews and shit. And C-Mac is bringing a whole bunch of new life and just new funny ass content, but just a new energy to your shit. And the moment bro is facing feds and shit, and like all he needs is a support from a fucking friend. All of a sudden, it's nigga, I got money to make, and it's like, okay, I want to agree, I get it, because like from a business perspective, you got to make your money, but on another hand, it's just like now you forming bonds with people just to make a bottom dollar, and it's just like
that's like my problem with internet people in general, like people who make like their entire like income off of the internet, as in like YouTube, social media, etc., like building that brand. Because it seems just like I feel like there's like a new story that drops every day of like, oh, this streamer or this YouTuber, like it turns out that they're a scumbag, and it's like, oh, they're not taking care of the people that they should be taking care of, right, or anything like that, or they're just like fucking around, like doing like all this like stuff that I don't want to talk about on camera, just like fucked up shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I don't know. But it's so weird because it's like internet people in general. You know, like obviously like an entertainer from any like form of media has the capacity to be a scumbag. Right. But it just seems like this whole like, maybe it's just because it's like a new form, relatively new, like history-wise. But like a lot of people that are just like from the internet, and that's their whole persona, are just like some of the worst entertainers. Yeah. Have you like noticed that?
Yeah, I mean, like, my biggest saying right now is that I don't care if you're a saint. I don't care if you're an asshole. Be authentic in what and who you are. If you are an asshole and you're authentically an asshole, I can't be mad at you for doing asshole shit because you showed me who you were. So if I chose to be around you and I got affected by that, that's on me. But when you come off, and that's some shit that I hate about the fucking internet, when you come off as somebody that you're not, and then who you truly are affects other people or like fucks over other people, it pisses me off because it's just like, why? You know, like one of Kandi's favorite saying is, especially like in this city, people act like who they pretend to be, and it's like it's so fucking annoying because it's just like, just be authentically you. If you're a dickhead, okay. If you're a good guy, okay. If you just don't give a fuck, okay. But like, be that. Don't rock around like you're fucking Saint Mary and Joseph, and then you turn right around and you fucking people over just because you're trying to make a quick buck. Because then I was just like, not only are you fake, but you're backstabbing and conniving. You're a fucking snake. Bars. That was hard. Not only are you fake, but you're backstabbing, conniving. You're a fucking snake.
Apples are red, not bars.
Bars.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I don't fuck with like, I hate the internet shit. I hate it with a passion because everybody is fake. Everybody acts like somebody they not. And I catch myself doing it sometimes too, where it's just trying to fit in instead of just being myself. It's just so stupid. Because at the end of the day, it's like, niggas ain't falling in love with you. They're falling in love with the lie that you're selling them.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
one thing my mama told me is that once you start selling a lie, you're going to get caught up in it. Unless if you're like a magnificent liar. But even then, what's done in the dark will come to light. So it's like, just be authentic, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's 7.8 billion people on this planet. 1%, which is like 7 million, I think, or whatever the fuck, will watch assholes. Will watch dickheads. Andrew Tate, bona fide dickhead, off rip, still has a loyal supporting fan base that can buy him Bugattis and shit. So that goes to show that you don't have to hide the fact that you're a dickhead. Just be authentic. Future.
That's my favorite one.
Future is a fucking asshole. I love Future. Future, like,
If I hit you once, you still gonna
be a part of my collections. Love it. Come on, Future, bro. But, like, he's authentic anywhere. It's just like, yeah, I'm toxic as fuck. I want to change. I need to change because this shit is affecting my lifestyle, but I'm toxic as fuck. As opposed to, like, niggas, oh, I'm doing this shit for charity. Then behind closed doors, you're a fucking asswipe who's best friends with pedophiles. Like, be an asshole. Cool. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. Be authentically an asshole. Stop being a wolf in sheep's clothing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of wolves in sheep's clothing, we're talking about like folklore and like mythology earlier, but I want to talk about like a different kind of folklore.
Okay.
Blues music. I know that you're super into the blues. You're like a historian. You're like a musical historian.
Stop fucking playing with me.
So why don't you give a little lecture here about like the history of music and blues and what that means to you, and like hip hop today, and honestly just all music today. It doesn't have to be hip hop. Just talk, Yasuke, please.
Without fucking blues, my nigga, America would not run this shit. Without fucking blues as the foundation, America would not run this shit. Without fucking blues, my nigga, country would not fucking exist.
For sure.
On God,
He's
bro.
spitting facts.
On God. Bro, let me talk about the greatest artist that you probably never heard of, or if you did heard of, you only know a little bit about. And that's my nigga, Robert fucking Johnson, bro.
Robert
had to sip the guava juice. All right, so this nigga Robert Johnson, bro.
Robert fucking Johnson, F for
change.
short.
So like, off rip, like blues has been around for a while, and
at least 3 years.
Jazz type shit. You know what I'm saying? It's been around for a while. But the way Robert Johnson did it, especially the way this nigga did it. Nigga. Especially like with him living along the Mississippi Delta, changed the scope of fucking music as we fucking know it. First off, we live in fucking honky-tonk Nashville, and niggas be like, oh, this is real music. Want to shut the doors and turn the lights down low. Without fucking Robert Johnson, without blues, that song wouldn't fucking exist. Without blues, country would not fucking exist. Really Morgan Wallen
is problematic, but also makes decent music.
Very decent music. Be stealing from Robert Johnson's sauce. So, all right, let me give a backstory. Robert Johnson, coming up, was a young black lad living along the Mississippi Delta. And he was fucking ass at music. Shitty. Shitty as fuck at music. Like, I'm talking, think I'm trying to start singing like 3 years ago. Ass at fucking music, my nigga. Probably even worse, right? The story goes. I'm going to give the story and I'm going to give what actually happened. The story goes, this nigga got ran out of town because he was just like, everybody was like, bro, stop fucking playing guitar and singing, my nigga. You're ass at it. And he was like, I'm going to show y'all one day. So he left, right? He comes back like a year and a half later. Picks up a fucking guitar in a bar. Everybody's crowded around because they're like, oh, we gonna laugh at this nigga, da-da-da-da-da. And this nigga starts fucking going stupid. Playing the slide guitar, adding a 6th string, going fucking stupid. And niggas are just like, oh my God, this nigga is dropping heat. So there must be one reason as to why he's doing this now. Because he was ass a year ago. This nigga sold his soul to the devil. Why do black people do this shit? I don't know. I'm praying for my community to get out of that shit. Because just because niggas get success and get good does not mean that we selling our souls to the devil. Some of us do, but most of us don't. You know what I'm saying?
Sure would.
So niggas thinking that this nigga's selling his soul and shit. What really happened was bro left town to work at like odd jobs and shit, and met this other guitarist. I forgot his fucking name, but they would practice by like a graveyard and shit because he used to work at a graveyard. And this guitarist was so fucking cold that it was like his name was a fucking legend along the Mississippi Delta. The only thing is he just never recorded music. It's kind of like Kandi, just could be God tier if he was to fucking drop. So he taught him how to
Take that one personal.
he taught him how to play slide guitar, and then as you're playing guitar and as you're singing your own melodies, you tend to work up your voice. Because while people can be born to sing, you can also train yourself to sing. It's like there's a common misconception that you have to be born with the innate talent to sing, where it's just like, no. Ed Sheeran, shitty ass singer when he started out. Now that nigga sounds fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he taught himself how to sing, and he was also a rapper. He taught himself how to sing while playing guitar. Comes back, starts going fucking stupid. And because he's going fucking stupid, he starts to like travel to different cities and like Chicago and shit, just playing. And he was so good that niggas were like, yo, you need to start like recording your demos and shit. He only has 37 known records out that exist on this fucking planet. He also only has, I think, 2 or 3 pictures of him out on this fucking planet. So this nigga was Cardi before Cardi was even thought of, my nigga. Like,
I don't follow, but I really don't want to interrupt your momentum. Keep going.
I'm saying like he was like mysterious and shit, and nobody knew. Like bro recorded the least amount compared to other blues artists, but traveled the farthest. Like he went literally countryside to countryside.
Is that mysterious though?
Yeah, because he only had 37 recordings, and there was only 3 known pictures of him.
Yeah, but also it's like cameras weren't prevalent back then.
Cameras were prevalent.
Were they?
They were very prevalent.
What was this, like the 40s?
Like, almost 30s.
Is it 30s?
Yes. My nigga, they documented World War II. Cameras was fucking prevalent.
I mean, they documented World War II, but I feel like prevalent is a... Were they really?
Yeah. Yeah, this was prevalent.
Yeah, but I mean, like, nigga...
Yes. So,
No, I mean, but like at a like...
Yes.
At like a like...
Yes.
You know what I mean? I didn't know that. I didn't know.
Especially like...
I'm just asking shit, nigga. Y'all coming at me, bro. Like, niggas didn't care about cameras till Vietnam. Now we re-voting wars and shit. I'm sorry that I didn't know.
But no, so like, he recorded the least amount of music, 37 known recordings, but traveled the farthest. Like, this nigga made it damn near countryside to countryside. And as the story goes is, because the Lord that he sold his soul to the devil followed him all throughout his fucking life, how this nigga died was even more fucking crazy. So he was playing at a fucking technically it was what we consider now bars, but back then they had like, it was like
speakeasy.
It was like a between like bars and brothels, like it was combined in area. So think a strip club. Yeah, it's like our modern day strip club type shit, just without fucking the strippers. Back then they were fucking strippers though. So how they had it set up was he was playing this shit, but he was also talking to I think it was the owner's girlfriend or whatever the fuck. And owner wasn't liking that. So he got him an open sealed bottle of gin, and he was about to drink it, but somebody like knocked out his hands like, bro, don't fucking drink that. Like, the seal is open, because it is a common rule that you don't drink shit with open seals, because 9 times out of 10 back in that time it was poisoned. Nigga was like, if you ever slap a $5 bottle of gin out my hand again, I'm gonna kill you. Shut up. Because at this time, Robert Johnson became like jaded, arrogant, just basking in just... He was hollow. I like to say he was hollow because even at the times of his success traveling and everything, I think he either had a son or a daughter or both. But he couldn't like raise a kid because his family or the mother's family was not fucking with him because they believed in the story that he sold his soul, and it was hyper religious, and they're like, no, fuck you, get away from my daughter, get away from your son. So he couldn't have a family. So with that, he self-indulged, hence why it brings back to the whole idea of hedonism. So anyway, he picks up the broken jar of gin, drinks that shit, and plays throughout the night until he couldn't play anymore and starts sweating, howling they said like he howled like he was a fucking sick dog and shit, coughing up blood, da 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 da, because he was poisoned. He survived the poison because he sweat that shit out, but then died of pneumonia from the after effects of it. With that being said, 6 months later, I think it was like the owners of like Capitol Records was coming by and they're like, hey, we're looking for this Robert Johnson because like we're trying to sign this nigga because this nigga has been making noise. And they're like, yo, this nigga been dead for 6 months. And they're like, what the fuck? So what they did was they gathered around all his recordings and shit and presented it at like a type of concert on like a record player, or where it's like the little CD with like the horn shit blaring out. And with those 37 recordings, he shaped the foundation of just literally how music is today. So the way country music is set up now can predate and give inspiration back to Robert Johnson. Jazz and blues go hand in hand. Even hip hop, like even though like it takes inspiration from more disco and shit, like they have influences from blues, like with how the bass line is, and that's taken back to Robert Johnson because he literally revolutionized blues. Like they said that he attached a 6th string to his shit, so and the way he could play is like he could play like lead guitar and like bass notes at the same fucking time, and like he revolutionized the way slide guitar is. Like that nigga was a fucking genius. And it's so sad because there's only 37 fucking recordings out, and there's not that many samples you can flip over and over again till niggas know that is Robert Johnson. But yes, blues in general is like the foundation of just, I like to say just what you feel in terms of just like soul music, because it's like blues wasn't made in terms of how pop is, where it's just like, oh, I want to be radio friendly. It's like, yo, while there's gospel where there's like praying to the Lord, calling on him to like fulfill you, blues is like, I like to call it, this is going to sound really fucked up, but I like to call it like the black man's gospel, where it's just like, we're just trying to get through today. We're trying to, because around that time racism was at an all-time high, and there was like segregation and Klan and all that shit, and it's just like, my nigga, we're just trying to get through today. Like, fuck all the other shit. We're trying to be happy, but we can't. Like, if you listen to the shit that they're, like, singing about, it's really sad and dark and depressing. But it's just, like, it's something that you can feel because it's real. And, like, parts of blues was also taken from, like, chain gangs. So, there was this white guy. Forgot his fucking name. But he would go around into, like, prisons and jails and shit. And he would hear the people that's in the chain gang like sing these like Negro soul spirituals, but they'll flip it and interpret it to what they're going through now, and he'll record them, and then he'll take those recordings and sell them off to like fucking labels so they can play them shit. So like people were eating and profiting off of that soulful broken spirit, but not giving any credit. Because again, it's like G.I.D. said, everybody want to be a nigga till it's time to be a nigga, and it's like.
Buddy
In mass,
said that.
huh?
Buddy said that.
JID said that.
After Buddy.
Oh, well, okay, they both said that. You know what I'm talking about on the song Meditate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit was hard. But
he made it so much harder than Buddy did. I'm not gonna lie, Buddy made me so mad when he said.
Hey man, yeah, it be like that. But
everybody
like,
want to eat watermelon, but don't nobody want to be a nigga. And I'm like, nigga, what?
well, like, essentially, it was like, it came down to it because again, at the core, people want to hear something that they can feel, and at the time, no offense, my niggas wasn't making shit that they could feel, so they had to go to the niggas who was feeling shit, and they would steal the music and sell it off, and it's why even like, what was prevalent back then is like they would have these like black singers sing on stage, but they'll have a curtain behind them while the people sat in front, so they can hear them and enjoy their music, but not see where it's coming from because it makes them like reflect and shit. Which is why like blues is such a powerful thing because it makes you reflect. It makes you reflect on the times. It makes you reflect on like how you treat your fellow man. It makes you reflect on everything. And on top of that, it's just fucking hard. Like you can't like every time Robert Johnson will be like, "Whoo!" Like come on, like that shit is just hard. And I made it one of my fucking ad libs because it's fucking hard. But yeah, without blues, we wouldn't be dominating pop culture. I said it.
What you want me to say? I use like nigga
I thought you was gonna refute that.
for what? For what? Like what?
Yeah, so speaking about dominating pop culture, so I saw on Instagram, I wasn't able to go to the show because I was sick as fuck, but EJ had the first hip hop show on Broadway
Cap.
during New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah, no, because I don't even think.
Technically, it's cap.
Has Jelly Roll performed on Broadway yet?
No, like the reason why I say technically cap, only because
Because you a hater?
no, not even because I'm a hater. No. It's because fucking what's his name? Big Trip performed on Broadway before, and he called it a hip hop show. So it's like, if you want to get into technicalities, it is technically cap. But I would like to say that EJ is planning on throwing the first authentic hip hop show in Broadway, and that's another reason why I'm saying
Your first Big Trip is not authentic.
that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that, like, I think in order for it to be a true, like, hip hop show in Broadway, it has to be set up with the full intention of a shining light on what the scene is doing, especially those who are urban, quote unquote, / hip hop acts. So with that show, while yes, it was a hip hop show, it didn't really encapsulate what EJ's actual vision is, which is why I say that's cap. It's not the first one. I feel like with the next shows that he's planning, that will fully encapsulate on what hip hop means to take up space in Broadway. Mm-hmm. So he will throw the first one, but that one that you saw on New Year's wasn't that.
Okay. I see what you're saying. I mean, I think that's pretty much good. Like for the interview, is there anything else y'all want to talk about? Like any other topics?
Shit, what's on your mind, cousin?
Black Power. I'm like, I was supposed to say something outlandish, but I decided to guess it. What's on my mind? Man, I think like this year is gonna be something special. People has been asking, yo, Kandi, when are you gonna drop that collab project? Bitch, never. But we're actually like working on a bunch of like collaborative like songs. We have a bunch already in the vault. We are working on a couple tapes. We got the collective has something coming out February 9th. I'm gonna go ahead and just say the fucking title. Who Shot Cupid? So it's gonna be like a Valentine's theme type shit. You'll see a little bit of who the third character is within that. The tape is fucking beautiful. I would show it to you guys, but I'm a dickhead, so I'm not going to do that. We got more shows on the way. The first Sugimori show will be happening, I want to say around March. I've been talking to the laundry room about it. Gonna plan to set it up, get a deposit in order, and get how I want to do the lineups and everything. That's really pretty much it. Like, shout out to the Nashville scene, I guess. Like, something's happening.
I agree.
I mean, the reason why I say I guess is because, like...
No, you're right.
Like, I don't mean to sound arrogant when I say this, but it's just objective fact. We're kind of the scene. Mm-hmm. Whereas, like, half of the people... There's only, like, little people that are trying to set up their own shit, start their own shit, do their own shit. Everybody else is just waiting on the opportunity to get close, to latch on, to blow up and shit. And I respect it, but it's like, that's not really how shit works, you know? Like, you gotta do your own shit or at least try, you know? Yeah. Give yourself a chance. Give yourself an opportunity. And on top of that, niggas just, for no fucking reason, just be hating. Mm-hmm. And...
Shit, I'm niggas.
He is niggas.
I be hating.
But this scene has a lot of potential. I feel like if we all just put our shit our personal vendettas and shit to the side and really come together, we can make something special. Or not. Me personally, I don't give a fuck. The only thing I care about is making sure that me, Kandi, and the people I hold dear and close to me, we all go up. Anything other than that, I don't really care for.
All right, Kandi.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Tight. Roll Nelly to Angelina Jolie that I'm ready to smear petroleum jelly roll over her belly. Fuck, I fucked up. Animalistic, cannibalistic. I just smear red lipstick all over my dipshit stick shit.
He's
She gonna grab my dick like a stick shift right around town.
Bro, spitting right now.
On God.
Mm-hmm. I said, yo.
Hey, yo.
Your flow's weak. Your pocket's broke. That's all I had. Keep going.
He said, hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Your flow's weak. Your pocket's broke. Nigga stepping up to us. I bet you gonna choke like you sucking dick. Don't mean to be sick, but when I up that grip, I make that banana split all over your temple piece. Run up on me, I promise I won't cry for peace. When I grab that piece, put it in your piece, and then snatch your Jesus piece. I just write peace 4 different times. Stop playing with me, nigga. 7 up to me is a fucking crime. I don't like lemons. I'm about my green, nigga. Give me them limes.
That was actually pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. that last bit, solid.
Oh,
solid,
thank you.
Solid.
Okay.
Let it be the colonizer to tell you what you're good at.
All right, thanks y'all for watching.
All right.
Thanks y'all for watching. Tune in next week.